Okay. Free practice is about to end. Soon we're going into qualifying. Apologies that in the last 2 rounds there weren't any streams. I just couldn't get myself. Well, I just didn't have time to do them, unfortunately. But we are in round 3, Spa. Like I said, free practice is about to end. Free practice is 45 minutes, but I don't think that many people will want to watch 45 minutes of just practice. Let's be real. Alejandro's car looks a bit rough. But yeah, there's some nice liveries. Apparently Fabio and Thomas have got wrong liveries, so that's fun. And this livery looks very nice, in my opinion. This reminds me of something, but coffee cream or something like that. These McLarens look clean, fit the McLaren sort of thing. This is as well clean. This is just a big German flag. This might actually be just one of the official Porsche liveries, or at least it looks like it. Ambitious with the white, yellow and purple, but yeah, and that the server went. Server went because there's one more driver that Emmanuel had to get in. So that's why the server went completely. What's happened there? There we go.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And we're back. Yeah, this McLaren as well looks nice. I was gonna go through the times that people made in that practice, but I guess not, because there isn't any lap times on. So I guess, yeah. These two liveries are the same, but not the same. They have the different shade of yellow. I guess, I mean, maybe the same yellow is just a different finish on it. Maybe this is like satin metallic, this is just matte or satin. I don't know. I fuck with this Mustang purple. It looks very bright. This Ferrari looks very bright with the pink, yellow and white. Mid. Nice Italian flag. Is there any other? This looks nice. I mean, the back looks nice. The front with the lot of red at the front kind of throws me off a bit, but it's fine. This already rated. Yeah, I think I rated every livery so far that we see. I get this one. It's fine. I mean, it's a bit of gold, a bit of black. It's fine. So, but then I can just go look at this livery from a different point. I can't. Oh well. Anyways, pre-practice is ending. And soon we'll be going into qualifying, 50 minutes of qualifying.
Green light. Give it all you got.
And there we go. 50 minutes of qualifying has started. Let me just... Oh, okay. Just have to confirm that I can actually... that you lot can actually hear me in the stream. Would have been a bit shit if you wouldn't have been able to hear me. Oh, so I guess I just go with this. Yeah, people are going out on track. Of course, there's still, well, a whole minute we need to wait for people to actually start their lap times. The first one is number 74, Mello, in the BMW. This red magenta sort of red. Like I said, from the sides it looks nice, but from the front I'm not convinced by it. By the amount of red in front, just all of a sudden hits the front and all that. But anyways, as of right now, he should be the first one to start a lap. And Yeah, behind him is Adrian, then Martin as well behind him. I guess let's just go with Mello on the first lap. If he's gonna start it in first, let's just go on the onboard with him, and on this sort of where you can see what is he doing with the steering wheel as well. Bit different steering cam, of course, as I did change it a bit for myself, even though I don't even use it. It's just what I ran. Into La Source, decent. Not really looked at that much, honestly. Then into Eau Rouge and Radion. This is going to be very important. Is he going to lift off or not? He does lift off on the entry a lot. He lifts off quite a lot. He's not fully... He wasn't anywhere near close flat out. Even into the Eau Rouge itself, the little left kink on the downhill. Still, he didn't go at all flat out. Adrian is catching him quite rapidly. The entry to Le Com was a bit slow, could have taken a bit more speed. Now into this downhill right-hander, goes very slow. Broke a bit too much going into the apex, into this no-name corner. I guess it was alright. Now into Pouhon. Pouhon is another corner where it's very tricky. Turns in a bit early into the Pouhon. Doesn't run wide, at least, of the circuit. Into these two corners. Goes into the second gear. I would suggest third gear through the whole thing. Tack a bit more of the curbs on the inside. Then into first part of Stavelot. Runs a bit wide, which is of course important. Well, of course, bad exit from that, which is very important. The exit into the second part of Stavelot, and then into this long, not so straight, and then into Blanchimont, another corner where in the GT3 cars, is he going to lift off? Yes, he does, by quite a lot. So there's quite a lot of time to be gained just by going flat out in a few other parts. Bus stop chicane. Could be on the power a bit earlier, and the time is going to be a 2 minute 20.807. Martin sets a 2:19.982, but Eugenio in the BMW as well has gone fastest. 2 minutes 17.940. Lando 2:20.212. I guess let's go with Eugenio on a lap. He stays fully flat out through Eau Rouge and Radion. Let's just go with him on the onboard. What is he doing, so that we can see what the current pole sitter is doing throughout the lap compared to Mello with the second gear, but he's very quick with it. A moment on the exit, but he's really pushing the car. Although now he has a bit of traffic in front of him. Martin and Mello, who are as well on their laps, going into the first gear through that long right-hander. Second gear as well through here. Interesting stuff. He's still improving by 3.5 tenths, so that's good for him. But he might get held up by Martin through Pouhon and after Pouhon. Into these two corners, right, left. It's very close with Martin. I mean, he's just getting traffic from Martin, already losing half a tenth into Stavelot, or as well losing a lot more time, but now gaining on the exit of Stavelot. He's 4 tenths, roughly, just a bit under that. Now he's going to try and overtake Martin, of course, on the outside of Blanchimont. A bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy, and a bit more contact. Martin sent him off a bit of the circuit, and Eugenio lap invalidated, and that's his lap done even before the lap was invalidated, but not sending it. Yeah, now he's just trying to make some space. Of course, he knows that he has the pace, but unfortunately he got massively blocked by Martin. Adrian goes P3 to 18.255 on the lap. Let's see who is like where. Alejandro is 900 behind Eugenio, so it's very close for the pole position. Adrian in third. Schwering, don't know how to really pronounce that, since it's very German and I'm not German, is in fourth, 7.5 tenths back from Eugenio. Then Dvorsak, exactly 2 seconds back from the leader. Martin P6, Lando P7, Melo P8, and Fabian P9. There's still Menendez, Luki, Kruger, Luca, Tiago, Emmanuel aka Kinzumba, Thomas, and Voske still yet to do their times. And by the way, Alejandro is Gonzalez. I just call him Alejandro because I'm very much used to it. Yeah, guess with. Can I check? No, I can't. Is it gonna stick with? No. Guess let's go back with Eugenio. What he's gonna be bit wide through here, but he's gaining a lot. He has potential in the lap time still to gain probably even half a second. It went 2.5 tenths, close to 3 tenths of improvement. What is Adrian doing? He's down his time by 1.5 tenths. No, let's. Oh, okay. Interesting line by Adrian. Through Blanchimont as well, it looked like Eugenio didn't lift up, but it went a little bit wide. Not hitting the apex, lost half a tenth. Bit more than that. He yellows, so that's probably Adrian. But through the bus stop, Eugenio, beautiful bus stop, gaining 1.5 tenths through there, and a best time, an extensive pole position to 2:17.630. Let's see what Alejandro is not improving. 1 second down on his time. Let's see, maybe this next lap he might be able to do something. If he will be able to do something in this lap. Running a bit wide through La Source. Losing a bit of time on the exit, but still 1.5 tenths up on his time. But he needs to go like 4 tenths faster than that time that he has. Then he will be able to really fight for that pole position. Gains magically a lot of time through Erosion Radion as well. Increased the flipping traction control to 9. Jesus Christ. But gaining 3 tenths, 3.5. On the exit of Lecom, it's 3.5 bits slowish. The exit out of the final corner through Lecom, but still is improving. 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths up on his time through No Name Corner. Still hovering about 2.5 tenths to 3 tenths. Now into P1. No really much of a gain, actually more lost time, actually, I would say. He lost a bit more time. Into these two corners. Gains time a bit through here, but loses more. Actually gains more. Now into Stavelo, the first part. Gains time, second part. Does he lift? No, he doesn't. Stays planted. And he's half a second up on his time. So he's really pushing on this lap. Let's see where, for example, Eugenius here not doing a lap. Adrian as well not on a lap. So Alejandro 6/10 up on his time. He could really go for a provisional pole position with 3 minutes to go. He could be on for a provisional pole position if he does good through this boss stop chicane. He lost time, 2/10 lost through that boss stop chicane, and it's not enough. 2:17.682 for Alejandro, and Eugenio's time 17.630. So Alejandro is 52 thousandths of a second back. He lost that 2/10 through the boss stop chicane, and that's what made him cost the provisional pole position for now. Thomas in third, half a second behind Eugenio. Adrian dropped down to fourth. Voske in sixth. Martin goes up into P7 now as he crossed the line. Melo in P8, Dvorak P9, Lando P10, Luki P11, Luca P12, Fabio P13, Thiago P14, Menendez, Kruger and Kinzumba still yet to do their times. Guess let's go back to Eugenio as he's on a lap. I don't think he is invalidated. That's the previous time that he did. That's the lap time seems to be glitched a bit. He's half a tenth down his time. Hilo's in front of him. Someone's been hit. That's Kruger who has been hit through Lecom. So he's equal to his time now. He's very much equal to his time on the exit of Lecom. Into these two corners. This one and then into No Name. Gains a bit of time on the apex, loses on the exit. And again into No Name. Loses time on the exit, so he's at now 10th. Over a 10th down his time. Through P1. He has a car in front of him, but it's not particularly blocking him. And Dirty Air, can't really talk about Dirty Air that much. Unless it's like pro esports level type shit. Which this really much isn't. It's more fun. Again, you're not really gaining. He's still down his time. 700 down his time. I don't know. Will he be able to do yet another time? But this might be his final lap time, and for most of the people that are on their flying laps right now, is going to be a final flying lap, as there's only 15 minutes to go in this qualifying. Eugenio gains a lot of time through the boss stop, breaking into the first part, and he gains 1.5 tenths through absolutely out of nowhere, and extends his pole position to 2:17.517. There the qualifying hits 0. So by technicality, Eugenio could go for yet another flying lap. The only issue is he has Voske right in front of him. Fabio P13 220.925. Adrian is improving. Where's Alejandro? Alejandro isn't here. Don't mind about the apparent invalidation. That's the timing being wrong. Alejandro 1.5 tenths, almost 2 tenths up on his time. So he could be as well on some pole position. Let's try and find the number 22. Oh, there's Voske and Eugenio fighting. That's definitely Eugenio's lap done right there. And then there's invalidate, it seems like it. Yes, he did invalidate. So P15 for him for now. Let's try and find the car 99 somewhere. There's well, I tried to find it, but the lap time was invalidated. Dvorak, let's see what he can do. 4 tenths up on his time, on his previous time. Well, on his best. His best time is 2:19.775. In front of him, he has a slow car of Kruger and then Menendez. Actually, not anymore Menendez. Well, it's not Menendez. Actually was Menendez. I don't flipping know anymore. Through the boss stop, going wide. He's gonna lose so much time. He might just improve 2 tenths. Not even that. 2:19.657. P9. Now let's try and find Alejandro back. He is going back into the pit, so it's not going to be pole position for him at all in here. Adrian, could he go provisional pole position? He is 7/10 up on his time. Through Bostovsky, he loses as well a bit of time. Does he go pole? No, he doesn't. P3, 2:17.702. Behind there's still Thomas on a lap. Is he gonna go up to provisional pole position? No, he won't. P4 for him. And it is Eugenio on pole position for the 80-minute race. Or, in other words, 1 hour and 20-minute race around Spa. Gonzalez in P2. 1.5 tenths back. Adrian P3. Thomas P4. Schwering P5. Voske P6. Then there's a bit of a larger gap between P6 and 7, with Martin being 8 tenths behind Voske and 2 seconds back from Eugenio. Melo in P8, Dvorak P9, Lando P10, and then Luki P11, Luca P12, Fabio P13, Thiago P15, Menendez, Kruger, and Kinzomba did not do either a valid lap or didn't do a lap at all. And then there's me as a spectator. So yeah, that was the quali, and then we just sit and wait for the 80-minute race around Spa. There was actually supposed to be more people for this race projected. Apparently there was supposed to be a whopping 31 people, but as always, people. Well, first of all, not everyone can make it. Second of all, just I don't flipping know, people maybe forget or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, still 17 people driving, not bad. As long as we see, let's say, 12 people finish the race, that's gonna be good. Because some people are going to get killed in the first lap, probably. Then some other people are going to bin it throughout the laps, driving around here. And yeah, the strategy as well is going to be very interesting because it's only one pit stop, and you can do the pit stop whenever you want. So people are going to pit earlier. People are gonna pit later, like right in the end. Just a quick fill up for that 2 laps, the final 2 laps, and that's it. They're gonna, for the first stint, they're gonna fill up for the whole race, and then the second time they're just gonna change the tires a bit quickly, and then fuel, and that's it. I don't know about driving backwards. That's might be a bit dangerous. That just a tiny bit dangerous. Just a tiny bit. A tiny bit dangerous, just about that. But yeah, different strategies. People are gonna go longer, shorter. People are gonna do middle of the race, just they're gonna fuel up, I don't know, 60 liters for the first stint, and then another 60 for the second stint. I can't remember how much is the actual, like, how many liters would you put on. Depends on the car, of course, but on a Porsche I don't remember, and I'm not gonna try and go look. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, I could, but because I'm not driving, but it's just cannot be asked, really. So yeah, still 2 minutes 20 to go. There's gonna be this long formation lap around Spa. Of course, Spa is one of the best circuits to drive on. Just the amount of elevation change, Rouge Radion, of course, one of the most iconic corners. Well, one of the most iconic corners and corner names. Like, so many people know Rouge and Radion is. It's impressive. So, yeah. So yeah. Let's see. 3 BMWs, 4 Ferraris, 6 McLarens, 2 Porsches, 1 Mustang. Actually, 2 Mustangs. Sorry. You could technically try and say 3 Porsches, but I'm not driving. It's just the car that I could just flip in Jaguar or Raider Engineering and have that on it. Hopefully everyone as well remembers that at when the session starts hit 30 seconds to go, everyone will press drive, because if they don't, then they have to start from the pit.
30 seconds.
And that's gonna be painful in the arse. I'm gonna fucking press it just in case. Till I hear me out. Okay. There we go, the formation lap has started. Why does it look like a few people already have made their pit stops? Lol. Hopefully people aren't gonna be absolute like maniacs on the formation lap, like in a way that they'll just go absolute I don't know, like they're just gonna go right in front of the pack and go back, do some ridiculous shit on the formation lap. Just stay where you are, where you're supposed to be. Guess. So yeah. Tesla AM joined? Tesla AM might have joined, but he's late, so lol. He's gonna be starting quite far back, unfortunately. Yeah, there he is. Lol. Let's see how the opening lap is going to be very interesting, especially from the fact that this is, some people may know this more from the F1, where the F1 starts, and as well where the timing line is. Well, the start is actually the run down to Rouge and Radion, not into La Source, which is the first corner. So going side by side through Rouge and Radion is, on the opening lap, a bit sketchy. There goes Adrian straight. That's what I was saying. There's 107. What is Emmanuel doing? Give me Emmanuel. What is Blood doing? What? I mean, I can't just. Yeah, I think he has had enough of racing already. Probably not, but I don't know. Maybe something broke. Let's see how this will go. Formation, lack of formation, let's just say. There isn't. Just messy. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck? Lads. Come on. I know that people want to start, you know, driving and all that, but Jesus. Hold on. I need to find one thing. That. Okay. So, let me just do a quick... Nah, okay. Doesn't do anything. Whatever. So, the number 33 would need to get back. Why is Blood trying to lead into turn 1? Anyways, we go green in the race. Eugenio gets a drive-through for whatever reason. Schwering has gone... Well, he was supposed to start from P5, but he started P1 for whatever reason, absolutely ignoring the starting procedures. At the back, nothing... Oh, I was going to say nothing, but there goes number 97, I think, that went into the barrier. One of the McLarens from race 1, I believe. Eugenio tries to go for the lead of the race, and he does go for the provisional lead of the race in front of Schwering. Let's look from the back. There is yellows there. There is Menendez in the wall, spun through Lecom. There is Martin, I think, that was who was spun in the straight, Camel straight. There was contact anyways. A lot of it at the back, a bit of something contact on the straight that's a bit of unheard of. But anyways, Thiago is in the pits, probably due to damage, so he was probably one of those as well who got into contact. But like we see, Eugenio is leading this race, but for whatever reason, honestly, I'm interested. I know. Wait, yes, speeding. Yeah, yes. Probably he sped on the formation lap when it was supposed to start, and he got a drive-through penalty for that. I completely forgot about it, and so he has to serve that drive-through within the 3 laps. In meantime, while at the back, Adrian Gonzalez is trying to attack Schwering, as Adrian is getting attacked by his teammate Thomas, as Thomas got sideswiped by Voske in the background. Maybe you saw from the rear view camera. Gonzalez is trying to go down inside into turn 1 on Schwering, but just not wanting to go for it yet. Yeah, Schwering might... I think he should get a penalty for that, what he did, because on the start. First of all, I don't know how he didn't get a penalty from the game at all, that he was out of position. First of all, second of all, I mean, he was supposed to start 5th. He started 1st. So that's a bit weird. As Adrian is trying to attack. Oh god. Alejandro does late break though, and he loses it completely into Lecom. Loses places. Drops down to P6. He might have hit Schwering into the back of Schwering, because he did lose the car just like that. But Alejandro just lost the car way too early. Lost the car way too early. Braked way too early, and Adrian is trying to go down inside through P1 on Schwering, and he does it nicely. Wait, hold on. One more thing, because it's gonna be... That's better. So yeah, Adrian up into P2, and with Eugenio's drive-through on track, or virtually, he is in the lead, just because Eugenio has a drive-through, and the drive-throughs and any sort of penalties on this circuit, basically 30-second stop and go or a drive-through, are so painful around here, because the pit lane is just so unbelievably long. It runs from this final corner bus stop all the way down to Radion. It's unbelievable how long this pit lane is. Eugenio is running away from Adrian, but like I've been saying, Eugenio has that to drive through. And yeah, Martin definitely not happy, as he's complaining about it in the Discord. I mean, to be fair, getting taken out on the main straight just like that, I mean, if any sort of contact on that straight should be like, it should never happen, but it did happen. And it was Martin who got absolutely sideswiped. I want to see the replay, if I can get it, some of it. So 5, there we go. We are gonna have to, this is a bit of a pain doing this, but it is what it is. It really is what it is. Honestly, might as well do that. It's gonna be fast like this. Because I want to see what happened to Martin. He got... oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see what... I can already see what... yeah. Okay, so let's analyze this. He's side by side with 74. It's still there. And that then costs pile up. Well, there goes the 57. There go. Oh, ho, ho. And Jesus. That might have been Zayem there, but oh Jesus Christ, my guy just fully went in. Prayed. Licked the stamp and sent it. But. Or was that a McLaren? I want to say, was it a McLaren? Ah, that was a McLaren, okay, and he just went straight. Okay, I mean, yeah, it is a bit... I mean, the problem is, the 74 was there the whole time, and Martin just pushed it off. There's the first part of contact, yeah, and then... oh, and then... and then the 74 tried to come back, and then... and then he lost it there. I mean, Martin kind of forced him down there himself, but then the way that the 74 came back onto the circuits pushed Martin off. And then as well, what 74 did after like hitting him, the sudden turn into the right to avoid Martin was a bit unnecessary, and then he just lost it on his own there, and then he took out like one more maybe. So yeah, was a bit unnecessary in my opinion, but it is what it is. Eugenio has done his drive-through and he's completely down in 13th, so he still has to do his drive-through, so unless he's gonna, I don't know, do some absolute magic lap times, I don't see a future for him to be even on a podium. He might have to just pray and hope that people in front are gonna get penalties or do crazy mistakes. Schwering in P2. Adrian already 3 seconds in front of him. Gonzalez and Thomas are trailing him, the two Ferraris from HRT and Poland Racing Hope. Yeah, Alejandro is close. Alejandro has set over a second, 1.1 seconds faster lap time than Schwering. Thomas as well, a bit faster, but not as fast as Alejandro, but still quicker than Schwering. So I think Alejandro should be able to overtake Schwering some points this race. Soon as well, not just at any point, but soon. Also depends what points. Oh, number 7. Well, there goes Thomas. Thomas has binned it. Oh, and Martin has binned it too. Just before bus stop through Blanchimont. There's number 25. That's Menendez in the P1. Thomas has binned it through Eau Rouge Radion, and he's quit. So, love. He's binned it through Rouge Radion, and then he rage quit it. Skill issue, I guess. Although understandable why he left, of course. I mean, there's no saving in the race, so I guess why bother? But of course, there's still the potential of maybe getting some points. I want to see what Menendez does, because that looks a bit iffy. I mean, his car is completely damaged. It's shit. You can see it that did he took out? He nearly took out Voske of the circuit. He nearly took him out. Thankfully, Voske did manage to save it, but Jesus Christ, we nearly had a pit. A PIT. Crying out loud. Now is he gonna let pass Luki? Yes, he does let pass Luki. And I think at this point then he shouldn't be able to block Lando that much, if anything really. Just go straight into the pits. Yeah, into the pits. He's gonna hit the wall. No, he won't. Doesn't do what Adrian did. One race. He's sped in the pits. Oh well. He's gonna get a penalty. That's his problem. Adrian is extending the gap from himself to Schwering by 6 seconds now. Alejandro, though, in the meantime, the gap from himself to Schwering has increased to 2.5 seconds, and Voske is right behind his ass. So we could see maybe Voske trying to overtake Alejandro. No, he won't. We could have maybe seen it happening, but Voske was just a bit too far. Let's see what else is happening. I mean, Yeah, Adrian fastest lap, of course. So I am already up to P10 from last, basically 16th. So good progress from him. And number 21, he is. Where is he? He's right behind number 17, which is Fabio. So his teammate, different team, like manufacturer, but still the same team. So Zaim, even though he started last, he could get good amounts of, well, a good result anyways. Emmanuel as well, the number 107, didn't do quali, but yeah, he could get a good result in here as well if he's gonna drive well. Yeah, but after that, Eugenio so far behind Emmanuel. Emmanuel has to, Eugenio has to think about a miracle to get into the top 8 even. Yeah, other than that, it's nothing really that much different. Apparently there are yellows, but of course there aren't any yellows because that's just Menendez in the pits. For whatever reason, that's displayed as a yellow, as a hazard, as you could see him being in the pits. Gonzalez has caught up to Schwering now, probably in the last lap, or 2 laps ago, actually at this point. Gonzalez probably made a mistake somewhere, trying to maybe catch up or overtake Schwering, but now he's 1.4 seconds back and he's still catching. That gap is going down. Gonzalez's last lap was 21.882. Let's try and find Schwering somewhere in here. To 19.987, so okay. I don't know how that works, but sure. Adrian is setting, well, the last lap that he set was the fastest lap of the race. So he's cooking. He has no pressure whatsoever, but Adrian likes to crack under even no pressure whatsoever. So yeah, let's see what Adrian will do this race. Maybe even the 99 of Thiago will do something to him. Maybe that's just gonna be a bit of bad luck. We'll see. But yeah, Gonzalez very close behind Schwering. He's flashing him that he's there. He's trying to distract him a bit, to maybe go a bit more deep into the corner and that. Let's see from his onboard. He's flashing, of course. He's trying to flash him as much as possible so that maybe he's gonna outbreak himself somewhere, like I said. Into the source. Looks like Schwering has very good has the source sorted out, but then after that, just not that much. Any other place on the circuit. But as of right now, it looks like Alejandro will be a bit too far to try and go for the overtake on the McLaren. Still flashing. In the meantime, Adrian did not get held up by Thiago. Thiago just let him through. It's just a bit deep by Alejandro into the first part of Lacombe. But he's still catching up. He's still flashing. He's constantly flashing. Let's see. He's faster than him. He's definitely faster than him. It's just dependent where he wants to overtake him. Into this second sector, it's no really good. There aren't really good places to overtake really anyway in these places. So probably into the bus stop maybe around the outside or down inside into Blanchimont if he's gonna get a good run, but probably if somewhere there's gonna be an overtake, it's gonna be the bus stop or La Source maybe, but probably it's gonna be the first one. He is behind him, 110 back. He is in his nice and lovely slipstream. He is letting him through. Well, that was disappointing. Jesus. All this... Come on. Fight a bit. I mean... Fucking hell, that was disappointing as fuck. So if I don't know, can I even swear in here, but Emmanuel hasn't said anything about not swearing, so I will use it. But that was disappointing as fuck. Like, I thought we were gonna have a nice battle, Alejandro sending it down inside into the bus stop or something like that. But no, the Schwering just... I'm gonna let him through, because why lose time? I mean, come on, man. The race is very long. Just... I mean, yeah, race is very long, so technically fighting wouldn't be the best thing, but come on, a race is long for me too. I have to have some sort of entertainment, which I can see something, because Luca is getting chased down by Dvorsak and Zayem. Zayem is trying to go for the overtake on Dvorsak around the outside of Lecombe. They go side by side. There's a bit of contact into that corner. Actually, was that... no, actually, maybe it was Zayem on the inside. But anyways, Zayem tried to go for the overtake on Dvorsak, but there was that bit of contact that Dvorsak took advantage out of. Then it depends, was it whoever's fault? I mean, that's a little bit of contact, probably neither. I'm gonna be honest. But that's their own opinion, of course. And let's... In the heat of the moment, Zayem has a very good overspeed on Dvorsak down inside into this right hand corner, but he just turns it a bit too early to that corner. Now maybe on the switch back into the first part of Stavulos. Oh yeah, and that's Zayem into the wall, just lost it on the exit. The corner before the first part of Stavulo, and that's quite a big amount of damage to his McLaren. Of course, we don't know how much it is that. Right behind him is Fabio as well. So, yeah, that's... Oh, that front of the McLaren is absolutely destroyed. That mistake on the exit out of that corner just... Whoa. Is he going to go into the pits now? Yes, he is going into the pits now. That was a big hit to the wall. Let's see if he's gonna even continue into this race. Of course, pitting a bit earlier than he wanted. At least he can get that pit stop done now. Let's try and go into Fabio and Emmanuel, aka Kinzumba. Let's see. Can Emmanuel overtake Fabio? Emmanuel has a great run on Fabio. Fabio lifted off through those two corners. Fabio is defending the inside. He is gonna try and go around the outside, and Kinzumba does make it around the outside. I think Fabio just braked a bit early as well. And in the end, they're still side by side. And Fabio does manage to defend his position. The braking into Lecombe looks a bit weird, like Fabio just braked super early and it looked like Kinzumba just is gonna run off wide. He's gonna absolutely forget about the corner, but actually it was probably Fabio who just broke super early, and then Kinzumba just left the whole corner to him, and Fabio got a great run on Emmanuel. Now Emmanuel, of course, is gonna try and pressurize or put the pressure on Fabio anywhere in these corners to maybe make a mistake so that he can get a great exit, and as he does, Emmanuel should get a better exit than Fabio. Fabio as well lifted off through Stavilo. I'm not sure that Emmanuel lift off, but Emmanuel should have a great run into the bus stop chicane, what I meant to say. And he has a great run through. Blanchimont runs a tiny bit wide, might have gotten a track limit. Fabio defending the inside. Emmanuel goes around the outside, but Fabio does manage to defend the position once again. Emmanuel just ran a bit too wide into the bus stop chicane, and in the end, Fabio yet again manages to defend his P9, or actually P9 from Emmanuel. Let me try and go. Oh, there we go. I wanted to go into Emmanuel's POV because it's going to be a bit easier to follow through here. But yeah. He has a run, but it's not going to be close enough to have a run enough on Fabio into the Lecombe unless he's going to absolutely dive down inside like, I don't know, an absolute bomb, a real life bomb, Tsar bomber. But he didn't do that. Now again, I don't know, did he actually have a look at that gap into that corner, but it certainly looked like it, but he didn't. There's two fights, there's Luca and Dvorak, and then there's Fabio and Emmanuel. I'm gonna try and go into the fight between Dvorak and Luca as they're side by side into this corner. Dvorak around the outside. Almost was contact. They're still side by side. Luca has the inside now into the first part of Stavilo, and Luca does manage to defend that position. Now Dvorak is going to have the slipstream though, all the way down into the bus stop chicane. Could he maybe sense a dive bomb into the bus stop chicane? He's not getting a run into the bus stop, so probably won't be a dive down inside. He's getting very close to him though into the bus stop chicane. Luca has a pretty terrible internet, to be fair, if I may say. Not that good of an exit from Dvorak of the bus stop chicane. Fabio in the meantime goes into the pits. That's why as well Emmanuel went up to P9. Luca got an absolutely horrible exit out of La Source. Dvorak is right behind his ass, and now let's see, maybe he could get him somewhere in here. Luca didn't really have a great run as well through Radion and Rouge. Oh Jesus Christ, there's 66 spawn. That's Luki's spawn through the Lecombe. As we look at defending the position once again, sliding a bit through the Lecombe, but he does manage to defend off that P7. Luca almost went into the back of Luki as Luki was trying to recover from his spin. Luca does manage to go up to P6, but it looked like just he wanted to go into the back of Luki. It looked like it. Maybe he was trying to predict that Luki could maybe spin or something, or try and go back into the racing line as they're going side by side. Dvorak just goes into the side of Luki. Luki goes off the circuit. Emmanuel is gonna take the position. Did he? I don't think he did, actually. No, he didn't. Let me try and get the camera on that. No, he didn't. Luki is still in P8. Well, in front of Emmanuel. Luca, can he defend that P6 still from Dvorak? I mean, this is great battling. This is absolutely great battling. Even though Dvorak did push off Luki a bit of the circuit through Puon, it's still great battling in this midfield. Dvorak, can he maybe get a run into the bus stop chicane? It doesn't look like it. As well, that he lifts through Blanchimont. Maybe someone behind could actually sense a move that Luki could have a look. He was sending a message, but Dvorak didn't read it. Or at least didn't want to read it, because that overtake did... Okay, that sentence did not make sense. Yeah, Dvorak, he has to look forwards, but as well he has to look backwards as well at the same time. A bit more to backwards now, as the gap from himself to Luka rises to 1.1 seconds. Luki 0.4 seconds back. Now the gap a bit rises. Now Luki has to look behind himself, and now to the left of his, to right of ours, because Emmanuel has really just overtook him on the straight, on the exit out of, well, on the Camel straight, because he got a bad exit, probably just lifted through Erosion Radion, and maybe Emmanuel has as well just crazy top speed in that Mustang, which would make sense in an American car like Mustang. But yeah, now again, Dvorak is still gonna have to look backwards, but for a different opponent, and that opponent is Emmanuel, of course. Luka is kinda getting away from him. In terms of battling, anything like any other else battling, there isn't really any. There's 264, but I think that's just a lapped car. Oh no, wait, that's actually swearing, but that's... Oh no, wait, that is actually lapped, because that's as I am. So let's go back to Lando. That's Thiago. Let's try and go to Emmanuel's POV. This runs a bit wide through Stavolo. I mean, he does stay, I think, on the racing line, or on the racing surface, where you are allowed to. But Emmanuel has a great run. It goes off the circuit, but there's still a great run. Is he gonna send it? No, he doesn't. Is Dvorak gonna overshoot the corner? He does a bit overshoot the corner. Emmanuel tries to get a better exit than Dvorak, but Dvorak actually did get a decent exit compared to Emmanuel. Still stays in front of Emmanuel into turn 1. Emmanuel still has to look back, as well as Luke is right behind him on his ass, but Emmanuel does have the incredible top speed in that Mustang compared to Luki, and I think compared to everyone else. I mean, he did go off the circuit, so he's not gonna get an overtake on Dvorak. Luki could be looking for a move, but again, just the top speed of the Mustang is just absolutely ridiculous. Maybe the setup or whatever that is in that Mustang, is this top speed is absolutely incredible, and Luki just cannot get the move done. Luki makes a slight mistake on the exit. Luki's right behind him, almost runs into the back of him actually, but it looks like that Luki still won't be able to get a move done. 48 minutes still left to go in this race. Luki goes a bit wide through Puon, loses a bit of time through that. Let's look forwards with Emmanuel for a bit. There is Dvorak right in front of him, then there's Luka. Dvorak runs a bit wide. But yeah, it really just depends like what fuels are they as well running. Like, are they running high amount of fuels, are they running low amount of fuel? Because that can make a lot of difference, as well as Martin has binned it into the no-name corner, aka 587 number car. Yeah, I mean, Emmanuel just has crazy amount of top speed in that Mustang, so yeah, it's incredible. But just cannot get close enough to Dvorak to really get a move on for him, or on him, I should say. Things have calmed down a bit in this pack. Everyone is still close to each other, but they... Oh, Emmanuel. Calm down a bit. Going up. He has very good top speed, but he's lacking the downforce. And you can see that he's lacking downforce through Erosion Radion. Now let's go back to Kruger runs up wide. Let me try and get flipping. There's Dvorak, who is right behind Luca now. He's caught to him in this past lap. Three tenths behind him. Would be nice to see if they would fight again a bit more, and if maybe Emmanuel would get involved in it as well, Luki maybe a bit as well, but that's something that we can only dream of. And yeah, but so far nothing is happening there. Let's look at the top. Schwering had a very bad exit out of that. It looked like he had a very bad exit out of that bus-stop chicane, but that lap time isn't actually that bad. 20 Zayem, what did Zayem do? Oh, spin. Okay. Understandable. Dvorak is very close behind Luca. Let's go back to Dvorak's POV. Emmanuel is closing in, but not close enough. Neither Dvorak to Luca. Is anyone gonna pit? No, they don't. I was gonna try and look up front. Is anyone pitting? You can see that Zayem has pitted. Vosk as well has pitted. He's the one that still needed to pit. He pitted from P number 4, I think. And now Dvorak probably again just won't have the run on Luca. Maybe behind Luke he could have a run on Emmanuel. Probably not, as that Mustang has just incredible top speed. And yeah, the gap rises, so yeah, nothing that Luke can do. The gap in P... Oh, Menendez spun. Bus stop there. Oh. Ok. Okay, that was interesting. So yeah, let's go back into the lead, at least try and go back. Adrian still leading. Nearly half of the race done, and he's still leading 7.7 seconds in front of Alejandro. P2 is Alejandro. P3 Schwering, 19 seconds back from Adrian. Then it's Lando, 32 seconds back. And then there's our battling pack of Luca, Dvorak, Kinzumba, and Luki. Now let me check who has done their pit stops and not. The top 9 still haven't done their pit stops, which includes Adrian. Was that Luki's pit? Ah, it's just my internet, bit laggy for a bit. Oh, Schwering pitting. Schwering has pitted. I was gonna say that the top 9 still haven't pitted, but Schwering has pitted. So excluding Schwering, we have Adrian, Gonzalez, Lando, Luca, Dvorak, it. Tiago still hasn't pitted, and Menendez still hasn't pitted. Kruger, Martin, Fabio, Voske have pitted. Of course, Kruger, Martin have pitted because of the pile-up that was on the first lap, on the first opening lap. Fabio pitted on his own. Voske pitted on his own as well. So Luki as well pitting, and Lando as well pitting. So the 3 McLarens have pitted. The gap from Dvorak to Luka has increased to 2 seconds. Dvorak going a bit defensive on Emmanuel, but are trying to break the slipstream. Not that he really needed to, but he's doing it just to, I don't know, to be completely honest. I wonder how many track limit warnings does each and every driver have, because it would be very interesting to like see what amount do they have. I want to see this thing. What's it's that's that. Okay. Yeah, that was the clip of the contact between Martin and 74 BMW, which is not driving anymore. That was, I can't remember. It was the BMW who had the red front. 33. Oh, there's Menendez, and there's Schwering as well in that whatever it was. I mean, Menendez and Schwering were in the wall. Maybe Schwering was trying to lap Menendez. I'm speculating in here heavily speculating in here. You know what? If it, we're gonna go into the. We're gonna go into this. So let's see. Is Schwering gonna come out of the pits? Yes, he does come out of the pits. Okay, so now let's see what happens, because Schwering is right behind. Menendez. Oh, he just loses it. And then. Wait, what happened to? So Menendez just loses it, and then he hits him. That's just really unlucky for Schwering. That's just really unlucky. That's really unlucky for him. So nothing really that's Schwering. Nothing that any party could have done different. Of course, taking that corner maybe different and all, but just the fact that, you know, Menendez lost it on his own. At that point, Schwering couldn't really have done it much different, and Menendez really neither. He was not in control of the car, so nothing really that they could have done. In the meantime, Dvorak has been overtaken by Emmanuel, which I've completely missed, and as well the pit stops. Gonzalez has now pitted. Luka, Dvorak, Kinzumba still have to pit. Adrian has pitted. Voska has pitted. Egueno is in the pits. Lando has pitted. Luki. Pretty much everyone has pitted besides the top 4, besides Gonzalez, who is already pitting. Then there's Menendez still who has to pit. So let's see, is Dvorak gonna pit, and is Luka gonna pit? Yep, both, and Dvorak stays out. So Dvorak is gonna take the race lead on this lap, as Luka and Kinzumba have pitted, and Gonzalez as well has pitted, or is in the pits currently. Actually, is he gonna take it? He's gonna take it because only now Gonzalez is in his pit box. Yeah, so Dvorak, at least for a little bit right now, can say that he's leading the race. And number 99, that's Thiago, who has spun it. Yeah, Adrian is gonna shoot easily be in front of Gonzalez. Gonzalez, when is he gonna exit the pits? So we can't really see. But Adrian is comfortably in front of Adrian. Adrian is comfortably in front of Gonzalez, what I meant to say. The gap is 6 seconds, gonna rise to 7 seconds. 7.5, close to 8 seconds. 8 seconds, yeah, 8.2, 8.5, and then as well Gonzalez has those cold tires, so it's gonna cost him a bit more time there. At least it should. So yeah, Adrian virtually in the race lead, not physically in the race lead, as Dvorak is in the race lead. But of course Dvorak still has to pit for his mandatory pit stop. I think he might be the last one who needs to pit. Yeah, Menendez even has pitted, so Dvorak is the final one who has to pit. Let me go to Dvorak. Let's see if he's gonna pit anytime soon. I mean, the front of the car looks quite bad, at least. Doesn't look the prettiest, let's just say that, with all of that in front. Let's see if he's gonna pit or not. Is he gonna pit? Yes, he does pit. So, almost loses it into the pits. So, now with Dvorak pitting, everyone in this grid has pitted. And then it's just race to the finish for everyone. As well, managing the fuel. Tires not so much, because you have to change them tires anyway, so not really. It's just drive to the end, really. There's nothing really to managing other than pace and fuel. Other than that, you can just push on those tires as much as you want. And yeah. Anything else? Emmanuel is quite close behind Fabio. Probably Emmanuel is gonna get him this lap, maybe next lap, car 25. That was Menendez, and he's rage quitted as well. So that's him gone. 14 cars left. Or is it counting me in? Might actually count me in as well. I don't know. Not too sure, but Emmanuel with his incredible top speed is catching as well. Fabio did lift off quite a bit. Emmanuel sent it down inside into the boss stop chicane. Does he make it? Yes, he does make it. And Emmanuel, brilliant overtake on Fabio into the boss stop chicane. But Fabio is right behind his ass. And if Fabio wants to send it down inside into La Source, he can. He kinda sends it, he kind of fakes it. Emmanuel does go. Where's Emmanuel? Where did he go? He's behind Fabio now. He just went away from our cameras. He went so wide, a bit unnecessarily wide. And now, yeah, and Dvorak is right in front of them as well. Where is, or behind them now, as he's come out the pit, I'm assuming. Emmanuel, does he have that great top speed? Not that he can really use. Fabio's going defensive. Emmanuel's going to try to go around the outside. But Fabio has a good run. Or at least Emmanuel didn't have a great enough run to go for the around the outside. And Emmanuel has to settle for 8th as of right now. Eugenio now, with all the pit stops made, right now, he is in P10. And with the pace that he was showing, he could get a P6 in this race. There's still 32 minutes to go in this race. Possibly he could get Lando as well, possibly. But that's gonna require a bit of fighting to do. As well, because of the fact that, well, he's already overtaken Dvorak, of course, his teammate. So nothing really to, like, battle or anything. He can just go right through him. Not always, but, you know. And he's gaining a lot on these two, Emmanuel and Fabio. Emmanuel as well is really losing time on Fabio. Or losing time because of Fabio. Let's just say that. And Fabio... Is he gonna get overtaken by Emmanuel? Emmanuel around the outside is side by side with him into the bus stop. They are side by side, and Fabio had a bad exit. He had a bit of a slide. Eugenio is gonna have a great exit. He's gonna try and overtake 1 and 2 at the same time. Fabio is a bit too much on the inside, and just lets Eugenio through, although Eugenio doesn't get that good enough of an exit. Did get Emmanuel, but not enough to go for Fabio. Fabio is going to probably lift through here a lot, which he still goes off the circuit, and Eugenio should have an easy overtake on Fabio. He's not pulling side by side, he's still staying defensive, Fabio. But Eugenio is going to get him on the brakes. And Fabio on the inside didn't have an answer. Eugenio around the outside had the answer. Fabio's lines as well look quite terrible, if I may say. I mean, the line that he was trying to defend from Eugenio was quite extreme. And then as well, the third part of Lecom was interesting, to say the least, the line. And so yeah, Eugenio already up to P7, and less than half an hour into this race, or left in this race. There's still Fabio, Emmanuel and Dvorak fighting for P8 now. Luca, who was in this fight a few laps ago before the pits, he's completely disappeared off to the distance from this pack, and Fabio just somehow is able to just... even though Emmanuel probably is faster than him, Emmanuel just cannot overtake him to save his life. Just cannot overtake him to save his life. He's trying to flash him and everything, but just cannot get him. There's Dvorak right behind them, and then there is a lapped car of Thiago right behind them. Now Emmanuel on the outside. He could maybe get him on the outside. Closing here. Dvorak, of course, would have a great run, but he had to slow down because of those two. And Fabio doesn't really know what to do, almost runs into the back of Emmanuel. Dvorak hits Fabio, but in the end, Emmanuel is in front of Fabio. Dvorak is behind Fabio. Thiago as well behind Dvorak, and Fabio runs a bit wide, and Dvorak is just gonna get an easy pass. Should get an easy pass on Fabio, but doesn't. They're still side by side. Fabio does let Dvorak through though, but Dvorak absolutely loses the car through a Russian Radion. Got the place for free, but loses 2 places for free as well. That's a dangerous place to have a parked car, but because the gap from 66 to our leader Adrian is quite big, that didn't cause any sort of carnage or anything. But yeah, Dvorak had the P9, P8, whatever in his hands, but dropped it, and now he can, I don't know, pop some music into his ears and just drive. Just treat this as a Sunday drive. because he has nothing else to do really, honestly, if I'm being honest. In the meantime, back into our race leaders. The gap did go down a bit to 6.5 seconds between Adrian and Gonzalez, but the way that it goes down, it's not that quick. It's just steady down, I guess. But if Adrian doesn't make any sort of big mistakes or anything in the last 26 minutes, then he should be able to wrap this race here, or at this stage. Of course, it depends if Alejandro is gonna go absolutely god mode in these last 26 minutes, which is roughly 12 laps, 12, 11-ish laps, then maybe plus, yeah, 11 to 12 laps, depends a bit. So yeah. Anything else in this race? Nothing much really. Now that that battle has fallen off, the only real thing that we would have is Eugenio trying to catch to Luca. And I guess let's just go with an onboard of Luca, what he's doing into the corners, because it is as well very interesting what he's doing. Like what sort of lines, what sort of gearing, throttle applications, braking, and everything like that, to be so quick and catch up to Luca so quickly. I mean, honestly, 25 minutes to go. Maybe he could go for Lando. Maybe at least like close in to like 2 laps. To be 3 seconds behind him, maybe. It's still quite a lot, but to go down from 15.5 seconds to then 3 seconds, but yeah, I mean, it's not it is possible, it is doable, but yeah, to at least that would be good for Eugenio. But yeah, he's gaining on Luca quite a lot. He's gaining on him a lot in it throughout the lap. You of course won't get him this lap. Maybe on the next lap. Depends if Luca is gonna make any sort of mistakes, or Eugenio is gonna go absolutely go mode, or Eugenio is gonna go, or the other way around. Eugenio is gonna make mistakes, and Luca is gonna go absolutely god mode on the next lap. But yeah, 21.5 for Luca, 18.960 for Eugenio. That's 2.6 seconds gain on Luca, 1 lap alone. 2.6 seconds, absolutely insane. So yeah, maybe we might see Eugenio catching up to Luca this lap. Maybe we won't. But anyways, I think easily Eugenio is going to be able to overtake Luca. Then is the question, can he catch up to Lando? Lando has been pretty much in no man's land this whole race. Not close enough to fight with Schwering and the top, but then too fast for people behind. So not that he has had a, definitely can't say that he's had an entertaining race. Pretty much the opposite. He's just been treating this as a test session or Sunday drive or whatever bit. But now he might have to actually do something a bit, so that Eugenio is not going to catch up to him within like 5 laps. And then he's going to have to absolutely defend for his dear life for that P5. So yeah, Eugenio is close on Luca, 0.4 seconds behind him. I think he should be able to get a run on him into the bus stop chicane. Maybe Luca lifted there. I mean, he's still gaining, especially with the slipstream into the bus stop. I think we should see a dive bomb from Eugenio into the bus stop. Is he gonna send it? Is he gonna send it? The Luca kinda moves on the braking, but Eugenio wasn't going for it specifically. But that helps Eugenio for getting a better exit than Luca into La Source. He's gonna send it there. He tried it. Luca again. The tiniest bit of turning on the braking, maybe. But that's so tiny. That was so tiny there. That's, I don't know even. Fabio's lost plenty of time. Now he's fighting with Luki all of a sudden. Luca absolutely terrible Radion, and should be just a sitting duck for Eugenio. He's pulling side by side with him. He's in front of him. Luca, of course, tries to late brake as late as possible, but brakes too late. Goes off the circuit and is gonna have to just give the position to Eugenio. Where is he even? He's gone completely off. He's lost 3 seconds to Eugenio immediately with that off. And Emanuel as well has caught up to him a lot. So yeah, next opponent or driver to catch up for Eugenio would be Lando. The gap is 12.4 seconds, 12 seconds, 20 minutes to go. I think he will be able to do it, to catch up to him at least. Let's go back to... Let's go at least try and find the top two. Vosken P3. There is our Adrian and Gonzalez. Adrian, 4.2 seconds only in front of Gonzalez now. Last time that we came in here, it was 6 seconds. Now it's 4 seconds. Could we see a final lap battle between Alejandro and Adrian on the final laps of this race? A whole hour and 20 minutes of driving just to come down to only few laps, fighting for the win between Adrian and Gonzalez. That'd be pretty good story to tell. I mean, last lap you can see that Adrian did not have the greatest of laps. Alejandro is absolutely cooking. Adrian, not so much. You know, that now that he's a dad, he loses 2/10 every single lap, so that hinders him a lot, of course, naturally. Let's see what Adrian is gonna do this lap. Just want to see. Adrian loses a lot through there, and 2:18.730, and Gonzalez goes exactly a second faster than that, and a new fastest lap for Gonzalez as well, 2:17.730. Gonzalez is cooking here in Spa with 18 minutes to go. The gap between himself and Adrian has gone down from 4 seconds down to 3.1 seconds. There could be a battle for the race lead between Adrian and Gonzalez. Some point this race, Gonzalez is cooking, is trying to catch up to Adrian. Will they be able to do it? We'll see. I'm gonna try and go back to Lando and Eugenio. 10.4 seconds between Lando and Eugenio. It's gonna be close in here as well, between the two. Eugenio, of course, is really catching lap by lap to Lando, but the mission for Lando is to limit the gain what Eugenio does lap by lap, like limiting how much Eugenio is going to be catching to him. And it looked like, well, not that good, as Eugenio did go as a whole second faster. Let's go back to the two in here. Gonzalez can already see the purple Mustang, well, actually from the back it's like more greyish, whitish, something like that. Anyways, his previous team boss, sort of, kinda manager, whatever, in the Mustang, he can see the Mustang, and probably Adrian this as well, the same, but in his rear view mirror, because he won't be, and he can just take a final look at him, because he won't have to look at him for much longer. Gonzalez rage quit this race as he got a drive-through penalty through Blanchimont. Rage quit the race. Could have gotten still a good result in this race, like P4 or P5, something like that, but decides, nah. Race win, or I retire. And he retired. So, pretty much now, Adrian has no pressure whatsoever. He can just cruise home to victory. For the next car behind him is Martin, 19 seconds behind him, but that's a lapped car. Next car behind him that is for positions is Voske, but that's 40 seconds back from him. So Adrian could just, if he needs to save fuel, just do not risk. If he has 2 track limit warnings, just stay away from the white lines or the curbs. Just drive safe and you'll make it for the win for the team. And yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a good shot to go to this. Emmanuel and Luca were fighting, but Luca just decided to completely miss his braking, almost go into the back of Emmanuel, and well, he's 2.5 seconds now behind Emmanuel. Between Fabio and Dvorak, they're going to be fighting for that P9, but I'm more interested about Lando and Eugenio, but the gain was only 1 second. The gain has paused a bit, or has slowed down a bit at the moment. So yeah. Yeah, now as well Lucas lost time, so I guess let's go back to this. Well, I guess we don't have to go for much longer, as Dvorak got in front of Fabio, and Fabio is probably gonna lose time corner by corner basis to Dvorak. So yeah, that's done. Fight for P9. Maybe sort of something could be in here between Voske and Schwering. 29.942 for Voske. Schwering, what's it gonna be across the line? 220.202. Yeah, based on that last lap, nah. There's gonna be absolutely nothing between these two. Okay, now Eugenio has gained all of a sudden 1.2 seconds. It's gonna be close in here. It's gonna be very, very close between Lando and Eugenio. Lando has as well picked up his pace. He's nearly setting his personal best lap times now in the race. Eugenio is still catching, almost 2 seconds faster on the previous lap, But Lando has definitely picked up the pace. And like I said, he needs to limit. Eugenio is gonna be catching him anyways. But he just needs to limit the amount that Eugenio is catching to him. He needs to limit that. Because he can't just go like, I'm just gonna try and go faster than him lap by lap basis. That's not gonna really work with Eugenio at the moment. He really needs to just limit the amount that Eugenio is going to be catching him. And so far, Lando has been doing a pretty decent job in doing that. So Eugenio is still catching, but like I said, if he can just limit the amount of time that Eugenio is catching, he will have more time to defend from Eugenio instead of like by laps and by corners and by time as well. So yeah, nothing really else is really happening in here. I mean, maybe Luki could be catching Luca. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah. I guess let's go to Eugenio looking at him, because it's gonna be very close between these two. Let's just go on board with Eugenio. Lando, what's his time gonna be? A 220.305. He's still sitting very nearly his personal best. Eugenio, not so much. 219.125. Still over a second faster than Lando, but a second per lap is not enough for Eugenio at the moment. He needs to gain a lot more than 1 second a lap. He needs to gain 2 seconds a lap at least in order to be able to catch up, because otherwise it's not gonna be enough. So yeah, there's 12. Like I said, 12 people driving. It's just 13. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't include me. Whatever. But yeah, and Eugenio just needs to really push like to his personal bests that he did earlier. So yeah, 9 minutes to go in this race. It's gonna be. I'm trying to think how many laps will there be to go. There's gonna be 2 at least. 420 is something like that. 440, 660, 660, so that's gonna be 7 minutes. There could be 3 laps to go after this one. So far, the math that I did is not confirmed. By the way, I just quickly did it in my head, like try and see what I can do. Lando 21.032, Eugenio 18.957. That's the gain that Eugenio needed. That's as well the lap time that Lando did not need from himself. 21s. That's not gonna be enough for him. He needs to do a bit faster than that. Where did I have? him. I had him somewhere. Close. Oh, there. Yeah, 21.032. Quite far from his personal best. The same could be said as well from Eugenio, but not in a way that, you know, Lando is doing faster laps. Sorry, Eugenio is doing faster laps than you have done a personal best. Like, he's been doing this whole time faster lap times than Lando has done. Personal bests. Eugenio had a big moment on the exit out of the no-name corner. He could have lost it there. That was the bit of hope that Lando needed. Of course, it helps him that he lost that 2/10 from that slide, but that could have been the moment that decided Eugenio maybe even losing his P5 completely, and Lando having that P4 to himself secured, because Emmanuel is so far back, and as well because Emmanuel is his teammate, so that makes sense as well in a way like that. So yeah, 3 seconds between Lando and Eugenio, less than 6 minutes in this race. What's it gonna be the lap time? Eugenio did not have a great exit. Lando 220.677, Eugenio 219.290, 1.4 seconds off gain. Goes wide, goes very, very wide through La Source. That's not what Eugenio needed, that's what Lando needs. Those are the mistakes that Eugenio does, that he needs, that Lando needs heavily. And maybe if you would get a drive-through penalty or something like that, that would be awesome for him as well. That would be beautiful for him. 2.7 seconds. He's catching, but I think he will be able to do it. I think Eugenio will be able to catch up to Lando if he doesn't make those mistakes. That he doesn't scare himself with those mistakes, of course. Because if you're gonna scare yourself with those mistakes, then, I mean, of course you're gonna learn from them, but those are a bit unnecessary time losses, like every corner. So yeah, let's see how quickly can Eugenio catch up with 2 seconds to go to him. Number 66 back, that's Luki spun through the Lecombe section, and there we have a 29 McLaren. Now those two are going to be in a fight, but fight for a P4 is going to be a bit more interesting than a random fight for P9, in my opinion. Especially for the fact that Eugenio has been catching everyone and Lando this whole race, and after an hour and 15 minutes of driving, it comes all down to this, the 2 final laps. This one that they will start, or possibly the next one. It really depends when Adrian is gonna start the lap. 2:21.267 for Lando. 2:19.285. That's what Eugenio needed. 2 seconds of a gain on Lando on the previous lap. That's what Eugenio needs from Lando. And it's gonna be, yeah, it should be this lap and then the next one that are gonna be the final ones. Although then depends when where's Adrian? Adrian here. It depends when he's gonna cross the line. Just want to see quickly that. When is he gonna cross the line? I think it's gonna be final lap for Adrian. Yeah, it should be a final lap for him. I think it should be a final lap. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really tight. Really, Adrian can decide himself. Is he gonna push for the fastest lap and go that one lap extra? Maybe. I mean, that's gonna fuck Lando terribly in here. That would benefit Eugenio beautifully. It really depends what Adrian does. Is he just gonna chill out on the final lap? He sees that he's got a 30-ish, 40-ish second gap between himself and Voske. What is it now actually? 41 seconds, so he hasn't really lost any sort of time. He's actually gained time on Voske, so yeah, it really depends on Adrian in here. Is there gonna be one more lap? Or no, wait. Yeah, so it really depends. Is this lap that they start now, is this gonna be the final lap? Or is there gonna be one more lap in this race? Lando goes defensive into La Source, tries to park the car so that Eugenio doesn't have a great exit out of La Source, but I feel like Eugenio is gonna just have the momentum into Le Combe and just his overall speed and all that to be able to just be in front. Lando cuts Radion probably tactically to just gain a bit more speed, but Eugenio has the slipstream, is on the outside, and they go side by side into Le Combe. Are they gonna touch or anything? Lando is still side by side, but Eugenio is on the outside. No, he isn't. Lando is in front, but Eugenio is gonna be on the inside now. Lando yet again on the outside. Eugenio, does he go wide? No, he doesn't. And Eugenio does manage to be in P4. In the meantime, Adrian doesn't want to go for yet another lap, and that is a win for Adrian here in Spa with the Mustang. Absolute dominant win after Alejandro got this drive through. It was easy peasy for him, and as well Eugenio got himself a drive through for going too fast. Voske is gonna finish in P2. Schwering is gonna finish in P3, rounding off the podium. P4 should be Eugenio, unless, I don't know, Eugenio is gonna lose the car on the exit out of the bus stop chicane. But yeah, in the end, it just came into the final lap between Eugenio and Lando, and yeah, Eugenio just about managed to overtake Lando. And yeah, Eugenio, after that drive-through on the opening lap, down to last, pretty much, manages to finish P4. Lando P5. Emmanuel from last, pretty much. Up to 6th. Then next one is gonna be Luca, then Luki, then Dvorak, and then Fabio, and then the lapped cars. Martin, Thiago, and then I guess me, but I'm a commentator, so I don't get any points. So yeah. Good race in terms of entertainment, at least in a way that it wasn't absolutely boring. A bit disappointing that it was only 18 people, 17 people in here, rather than the 30 or 25 at least. But oh well, that's something that happens. Yeah, Gonzalez Menendez, Zayem, Kruger, Thomas, Mello do not finish the race. And yeah, that is the end of racing and at Spa, 80-minute race around Spa-Francorchamps. Eugenio, rightfully so, is mad at Till, AK, swearing that what the hell was he doing at the start, on the start procedure. Next week, or next race, is Suzuka. 80-minute race as normal. But I think there might be GT4 race in between that. Yeah, there is the GT4 race for Ricciardo next week. In 2 weeks' time, there is GT3 race around the flippin' Suzuka. So yeah, next week is GT4s. I won't be commentating. Let's see if anyone else is going to be commentating, because I race in GT4. So yeah, let's see. But for next week, should be able to make it. Out of flipping, no. Let's see. But yeah. See you at least in 2 weeks' time for GT3s, in 2 weeks' time for Suzuka, and next week for GT4s around Paul Ricard.